welcome everyone to All Night Northern XR. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. If you're, of course, watching the recording, thank you for joining us anyway. My name is Joe Orengo, and I'll be your host for today. I'm the co-organizer of All Night Northern XR, and I'm the CEO of Spatial. We are a business enabler connecting brands that are looking for emerging technologies to solve business needs. And this theme for All Night Northern XR today is Finnish XR for healthcare and wellness. And very excited to have our participants, and they're going to be telling us quite an interesting list of things. And here's our agenda for today. First of all, of course, we'll have our spatial news. Then we'll be hearing topics such as VR for pain relief, Histology XR, which was nominated for an Auggie recently, HomeOpera project, which is XR bringing cultural experiences to seniors, and cognitive behavioral therapy in VR. And then we'll end off with some announcements. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first guest, Petteri from Healthware International. I'm not going to try.
Maybe
I'm gonna
put the spatial news first.
Anyway. Sorry, I'm already looking ahead. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, spatial news first. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do a new recording for this specific meeting, hence I broke my leg. But fortunately, I had good news stuff from before when we were supposed to have the previous one. So there's also added some Halloween stuff in the middle, maybe. So that's something if you can maybe spot which Kalle is doing that.
Hello and happy autumn everyone. Spatial news is back. This time brought to you by Spatial 8. Why not XR Nation? Well, in general it's XR Nation still, but you'll hear more about that later in this newscast. So, this time in news, few topics from the world to start out with. There has been a lot of things going on with avatars and VR and AR and whatnot. So avatars are becoming a big thing when we are talking about extended reality and immersing yourself in games. Here's one example. A upcoming movie called Dune has released with eighth wall technology a avatar that you can create regarding the movie. Here is the avatar I created. So looks okay, I guess. I don't know if it's looks like me. Let's zoom it up a bit. Yeah, it's almost like me exactly, right? Yep. Okay. That was one interesting. You can try it out yourself. Yeah, I will have the links on the description later on. Then, well, there's an interesting topic regarding VR meetings or meetings in virtual reality. Oculus has released their workrooms or Horizon workroom, and that's quite interesting place to meet and do meetings. We tried it out with our people, with Spatial 8 guys. Here's a kind of a video playing in the background for me trying out with Jarkko. So the most interesting or kind of the key part of that for me was that you can actually see through your keyboard and you can screencast your computer while being in the meeting, so you can browse the news like in Teams meetings as well. Yeah, let's not go into that, but it was an interesting new way of presenting yourself in virtual reality meetings and being part of those. Then I believe it is time for the Kalles to immerse themselves again, unfortunately. So the first one should be interesting. It is piano teachings or playing piano while in VR or AR or mixed reality. What would you kind of think about that, Kalle? One, how does it look? Would it be of use for you to learn it? Hello, Teemu. Welcome to a very interesting experience in VR or mixed reality with the Oculus Quest. This is a gamified piano experience. So this looks like you know, the Guitar Heroes or or you know, Beat Sabers or whatever, but with the real piano and the kind of notes coming down like in the games. So quite an interesting thing. As you can see, it kind of recognizes your piano board. The keys, they are labeled. Then it kind of overlays the experience on top of that, and boom, Bob's your uncle. You just select a song like few release, like here. Let's listen in. Awesome, right? So maybe even I can learn how to play piano with that. That would be interesting. Let's see what else comes up in the near future with mixed reality. Back to you. Thank you, Kalevan. I think teaching in mixed reality is a whole new dimension in many perspectives. Then I would say that we'll release Palle with his favorite stuff, bright and bubbly gaming. So let's see what you got for us today. Go ahead, Palle. Hejsan, det är Palle här. This here is Cosmonius High game in Oculus VR store, brought to you by, I think it's a Google game. Yes, I'm pretty sure. We have the links below, so you can check it from there. It's from the same makers that have done the Job Simulator, if you remember that. But this is more colorful. This is nice. As you can see, all the bright and nice colors which we all love through our pink glasses, but these are not pink. These are like these are like yellow. But yeah, very bright. You can do a lot of stuff like high five and whatever. But this looks great, especially for the younger ones. I would enjoy. But hey, Cosmonius High, check it out. Det här är Palle. Hey son. Thank you, Palle. That was quite bubbly, how to say. Seems that we have had a lot of Oculus stuff in this newscast for some reason, but let's cancel those for the rest of the newscast now and have more on the next one. The last one is for Kalle 3. It would be not actually even in VR, but I'm hoping that they will produce this soon in VR as well. This is from Platonic Partnerships, a 2D horror game. I'm hoping that's not too scary for you, Kalle 3. Hello, Teemu. It is me. Hi, how are you? Yes. I am now in a game. This seems to be a bit scary. Oh my God! Can you hear the sound? That is scary. What is going on in this game? What is it? It is a preview. Not the final. A preview, yes. Yes, it is a preview. Yes. Did you understand preview? Yes. Why did you put me in this video? It is scary. No. It is scary game of life. It would seem very scary. I don't know what to do. This is not even a virtual game. This is 2D. You know, 2. I'm 3. Me. 3 dimension. This 2. Come on. Make it a 3-dimension game. Then I talk again. Bye. Thank you, Kalle 3. That was, how to say, a bit random, but thank you anyway. Okay, so let's now go into the local news at the end of this newscast. I promised to tell you a tad more about why this sponsor of this newscast is Spatial 8 rather than XR Nation. Just briefly, we have rebranded our visibility from XR Nation more towards Spatial 8 because Spatial 8 includes more technologies than just the XR, but we will be holding up with the XR Nation anyway. But just to note that if you see us as Spatial 8, it means that XR Nation is part of the ecosystems that are Spatial 8. XR Nation is part. I don't remember what I said, but yeah. XR Nation, part of Spatial 8, bigger ecosystem, more people, blockchain, AI, whatever in that, and XR is just one part of that. Got it? Okay. Then one something to look forward when we are waiting for Christmas. There's also a fashion extended reality event coming up just in the beginning of December or end of November called XR, where there will be mashing up the fashion and XR and the interesting topics regarding that, who's who in that genre. So that's something that you guys don't want to miss. It will be a free event that you can sign up, and I will put the link in the video description as well. Then last but not least, a bit more randomness to this already a bit random newscast is our partner MeKiwi or XR Nation member MeKiwi has created a random walk in VR for Oulu-based Tietomaa let's say science hub. It's a phenomenon in VR where you kind of randomly choose a direction with the dice and then go that way. So that's a bit randomness for you, but it's a random walk experience. So yeah, you can walk randomly wherever. But yeah, I think we have covered enough today. Thank you all of the Kalles and my virtual self, the avatar from Dune. And we will come back to you in the coming months, I would say. So thank you and have a good fall, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was that.
I can't believe I almost skipped over that masterpiece.
I wouldn't call it a masterpiece in,
yes,
in any way or form.
So. I was being sarcastic, but it's always fun.
Yes. It was, let's
and
say.
It was informative in its randomness as well.
Yeah, it wasn't now directed to the healthcare. Unfortunately, there was gaming and whatnot, so apologies for that. But let's continue with the actual subject.
That's right. We blame your Achilles tendon anyway, so no big deal.
Yep, that's easy to blame.
Yeah. So now, everyone, I want to welcome Petteri, and please, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. I always, I've been here for years and I still butcher, and I don't want to do that to you. So my friend Petteri, please introduce yourself and your wonderful topic. We're all ears.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Petteri Kolehmainen. My old Nokia colleague used to say that Finnish last names are simple. You just add a bunch of random letters and end with NEN. So there it is, Petteri Kolehmainen. And I'm from Healthware International. And I'm here to talk to you about VR for pain. Unfortunately, I've had a bit of a flu last few days. It's starting to get better, but please ignore any occasional coughing. Unfortunately, also, I don't have any Kalle or Palle or any other supporting characters here, but bear with me. Let me quickly just tell a few words about myself. I've always been a technology nerd, programming since 1992 and worked with PC apps, embedded development, jumped to web in the mid-90s, mobile apps in the early 2000s, and built a small social media service in 2002 with about 5,000 daily visitors at the time. And even though I've been working for companies like Nokia and Elisa, my passion is with the startups. And I've started 5 companies so far, and I've been advisor to 5 others. And I've gone through one merger and just sold my previous company at the beginning of this year. I and our company now part of the Healthware group. On a personal side, I've always been very active. I've been doing athletics, running, cycling, playing floorball, tennis, football, going trekking and fishing. That was until 2004 when I fell 5 meters on my ass and broke my back. And one of my vertebrae shattered into small pieces. And I was apparently super lucky not to get paralyzed or die. Even though I recovered, I was left with this severe chronic back pain and I needed to take it more easy. So let's talk about the chronic back pain. Depending on who you ask, chronic pain is defined as being a pain that lasts longer than 3 to 6 months. Now, if this would be a live event, and I'd ask people around who are in the event, if you have now or have earlier had chronic pain, you might be surprised of the amount of hands in the air. At the moment, for example, in the US, 1 in 5 experience chronic pain at the moment. And 1/3 of these people have such a high impact pain that they need to work from home. So millions and millions of people in America alone are in so much almost constant pain that they cannot go to an office. Chronic pain is also one of the leading causes for suicide. On top of that, statistically 85% of chronic pain patients eventually suffer from depression, and depression is another leading cause for suicide. So, well, you get the point. If we think economically, how many people need to take sick leaves or get special arrangements to work at all, the impact in the society is significant. And we are actually currently spending more money on treating chronic pain than we are spending on treating cancer and heart diseases combined. So how do we treat chronic pain? Well, with painkillers, obviously. In the US, they especially love prescribing opioids. Then, of course, sometimes surgery can help, or various therapies. Especially cognitive-behavioral psychotherapy can be used to treat pain. But why is it? How is it that when you have physical pain, that it could be treated by talking to a shrink? Well, think about a person who's been in an accident. They've broken their back, and after surgeries and painkillers, the bones have mended. The trauma has passed, but during the months of the recovery, the doctors have made it clear that you have to be careful with your back. Let your body heal so not to cause more damage. And finally, after the bones have mended, you try to start moving a bit, but you notice right away after 3 months of immobility that it hurts to move. So you stop and try to avoid it. And you get more and more stiffer and stiffer and feel pain even on the smaller movements. And you start to move like you have no joints. And you then realize that, man, I look ridiculous when I move around, and stop going outdoors completely. And you only start meeting your closest friends and only at your own home, and not meeting people, not doing anything. You start to fall into a depression. And this is called kinesiophobia, or fear of movement. Currently, kinesiophobia related chronic pain is treated with cognitive behavioral therapy. There you learn to escape the vicious cycle, recover from the chronic pain. But the key to these treatments can take a year or more. And if we have limited amount of doctors and growing numbers of patients, the problem just keeps getting worse. So the question is, what can we do to solve this? Enter digital therapeutics, or DTX as it's called. And digital therapeutics is a relative new area of business, building, well, therapies digitally. And despite being young, it's growing and fast. This year alone, here's the estimation for this year, the investments in DTX are going to be in several billions of dollars and growing quite fast. And there are already great results for digital therapeutics with virtual reality in the past few years. One of the first clinical studies conducted was Snow World, targeted to burn victims. Patients immerse themselves into this wintry virtual reality and shoot snowballs when their burn bandages were changed. And the results reduced the pain during this awfully painful operation up to 50%, just by wearing VR glasses with this service. And already there are working solutions for acute pain with distraction, or treating phobias like fear of heights here in the picture, or helping to survive with anxiety or depression. But a treatment for chronic pain patients, especially with conditions like kinesiophobia, requiring cognitive behavioral therapy, has been unheard of. And it was unheard of in 2004 when I fell down. It was still unheard of 2014. During that time, I was struggling with chronic pain. I had stopped most of my hobbies. had been to multiple surgeries, seeing dozens of doctors. And the last doctor told me in practice that, thanks for coming, but please don't come again. I was still a technology nerd in 2014. During that year, we got our first VR glasses to the office. We started building prototype, experimenting. We built our first commercial AR experience in 2016. On the other hand, we had also worked with well-being industry for years, with Orion, for example, since 2011 already. So when we got the opportunity to combine our love for technology and expertise in virtual reality with working to actually make an impact in the world, we were more than excited. And in 2018, we kickstarted a project together with Orion and a couple of leading pain professors to build something new and extremely challenging, a treatment for kinesiophobia-based chronic back pain. So we went on first to interview chronic pain patients. The stories they told us were really emotional, how they've been trying to get help for years, some even decades, and how their pain perception is not believed by the doctors or sometimes even relatives, how it has restricted their lives, and how they've noticed all kinds of small, unexpected things that can increase or decrease the pain, and how the chronic pain has altered their mental well-being. Think of a sport enthusiastic man in his early 30s, has a bunch of buddies and meets with friends, goes hiking with his wife and kids, and then suddenly trips in the forest and hurts his neck badly. Fast forward a year, he's lost contact to most of his friends as he cannot go to work or the hobbies. He's mostly at home unless he's shopping groceries with his wife. And because of his chronic back pain, he's unable to help her to carry the heavy shopping bags to the car. He's walking beside her with his hands in his pockets, head down, and imagining the accusing stares of other people. There's the hero again, a big guy like him, making his small wife carry the bags. Next night, he again thinks about finally putting his gun into his mouth and ending the miserable shit that his life has become. This is the level we're talking about with the long-time chronic pain patients. The interviews were really heavy, but we took learnings from them. We workshop with the Orion's talented subject matter experts on pain, and we built prototypes on paper, on computer, and on VR. Prototyping and prototyping and prototyping, and we were building basically a medicine or remedy or a therapy. It's a concept that Orion has been building for decades, and where agile development is definitely not the way to go. So we really took them out of their comfort zone, but thanks especially to support from some key persons at Orion, by the early 2020, we managed to build a 6 weeks long virtual reality therapy. 6 weeks of content, including a cabin environment for relaxing and listening to the therapy made by professional psychotherapists. There was a beach to have even more relaxed sessions, as well as this kind of small activities in the garden to help getting comfortable on moving more and more. It was enormous effort and one of the largest virtual reality projects done in Finland, actually. We had seen people testing different parts of it, and we were really confident that all the effort put on designing it by the pain professors and Orion's team and our designers and developers would really be worth it. We believed it could be helping the pain patients, and it would allow doctors to treat 500 patients a month instead of 100. This could actually change the world, and to be allowed to offer it to doctors, it still needed to be proven with clinical trials. So in early 2020, Orion started big time with clinical trials. And you know what else started big time in early 2020? A goddamn global pandemic. So the trial needed to be postponed and rearranged, and eventually it was done as a virtual clinical trial, where patients didn't need to leave their homes nor meet new people. We would set up devices and put them to quarantine for weeks, deliver them at their homes, and communications were done with calls or video conferencing tools. And eventually, finally, right before the summer holidays this year, the study was ready. And the data was analyzed and results were published. And the results were, well, as we expected. Actually, they were better than expected. The 6 weeks program reduced the kinesiophobia on the patients. Not only that, but the perceived quality of their life increased significantly. And patients' impression of change for positive was a significant as well. Often existing digital therapeutics haven't used placebo in their clinical studies, but in this study it was included. And this allowed us to make sure that just immersing yourself into the virtual world isn't enough. You need to have that active ingredient, that long and carefully planned therapy to get some actual results. And the results were there, black and white. The solution offers clinically validated, statistically significant benefits for the patients. And based on this existing program and the results of the study, we are now building the first commercial version of the solution, aiming to complete early next year. And in that, we are extending the program from 6 to 12 weeks. We are improving the visuals significantly thanks to the shift from Oculus Quest to Quest 2 and bringing a lot of updates all around. We still have the cabin, we still have activities, but the cabin architecture is a bit more expensive and we have some new environments as well. We are also introducing a virtual mentor that will support the patient's journey during every step of the treatment. I hope that we get to demonstrate the new version with videos in the future. As Tim Cook would say, it's the best VR solution we've ever made. To conclude, even though the virtual reality therapies are finally becoming actual reality now, I too eventually managed to get rid of my back pain. In 2016, one contact from our customer Orion actually recommended me a personal trainer, and with a specially planned program 12 years after the accident, I finally managed to get my back in order with specific training instructions. And now I play floorball in the almighty 5th division. I've been about 35 fishing trips this year only. So chronic back pain is not only the problem of pensioners. I was in my 20s and suffered until my 30s. And in the future, thanks to virtual reality and digital therapeutics, maybe I myself believe so, we can treat people in 12 weeks or 12 months instead of 12 years. Well, that's all, folks. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Petteri. That was just awesome. I'm glad that I heard that. I think that was great. No, it was. I think very good example on what you can actually do with the new technologies that actually makes a difference. So
absolutely
great to hear. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for sharing, Petteri. And so
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. We're looking forward to seeing how it evolves as well. Okay, so next up on the agenda, we have Histology XR presented by Merih. And this is actually Merih's second time on All Night. Before, when he was on All Night Helsinki, Northern Lights, the very first one that actually led to Northern XR being what it is. So we'd like to welcome you, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Petteri. This was like really great product. So today I'm going to talk about our recent prototype, Histology XR. My name is Merih Arrikök. You can make it sound Finnish by adding a couple of NNs, like Petteri said. I am the AR/VR account manager from MeKiwi, a virtual reality company from Oulu, Finland. And like I said, today I'm going to be talking about Histology XR, one of our recent prototypes. We have developed it together with the expert Jani Lötman, and we have consulted like countless numbers of professors and industry professionals and trainees to make it useful for the industry. So what Histology XR is. Histology XR works with Varjo's XR3. It's basically a mixed reality experience for the medical industry. It provides 3D virtual environment for medical students and lecturers to engage better with educational courses and materials using state-of-the-art mixed reality headsets. It has eye tracking and hand tracking capabilities, and it is the latest achievement in the area of bioimage analysis. I have a couple of screenshots here. As you can see, like on the left side, you see the menu, and then here from the view of the user, let's say a student is examining a bioimage sample. And at the end of the experience on the right bottom, you see the report card. So like I said, this is a 3D environment for medical students, lecturers, and doctors, and you can examine and visualize 3D models and macro environments, bioimages, tissues for medical research and medical training, all using your hands. You don't need to use controllers at all. And it benefits from QPath, a user-friendly open source bioimage analysis platform designed for whole slide images. It was developed using Unreal Engine, various XR3 devices, and bioimage analysis tools. We have made a video for it.
Histology XR is an immersive training tool that provides a more engaging environment for medical students with the use of state-of-the-art mixed reality headsets and hand and eye tracking technology. Working in a mixed reality environment offers the best option for repetition without limits in a controlled 3D environment that will benefit both educators and trainees. It's the latest achievement in the area of bioimage analysis, benefiting from 360 degrees of freedom. We want to take medical training and visualization to the next level. Vario XR3's human eye resolution allows us to recreate the exact feeling and conditions of a real experience. Its eye and hand tracking capabilities provide us with the chance to record and analyze more data from the training sessions than ever before and create a more effective and customized learning.
So as you saw in the video as well, students and teachers easily can examine and train on bioimage samples. So once we decided to go forward with this, the biggest question was like, what were the challenges and the needs of the industry? So we have consulted industry professionals, and the outcome was that no such like immersive biosample image analysis training exists. So currently, like in schools, they either use 4K screens like 2D monitors and then teach students like that, and doctors as well. On the other hand, if you are in a university class, the teacher uses the microscope and then everybody tries one by one, going in one after another. So this also creates a challenge because you cannot use time effectively, you cannot have unlimited repetitions, and basically it's not easy to screen share and then check like where the student is looking actually. And with Histology XR, and thanks to, of course, various XR3's capabilities, you can zoom in and out and switch between samples with your bare hands. And also this eye tracking feature analyzes where the user focused on and for how long and what was missed. So if there are like 5 different cells, this user has to focus and notice, and then misses out one, at the end of the experience, they can see this in the report card. You will be able to send this to the lecturer or other authorities if somebody wishes to do so. So basically, this is a fully immersive bioimage training tool with analytics. It is the latest achievement in that sense. No other immersive virtual reality image analysis software exists. So it is superior over 4K quality 2D bias solutions. What it does, it tackles the specific visualization and computational challenge posed by whole slide images and very large 2D data. These data are seriously large, like gigapixel large. And of course, XR3's human eye resolution and tracking takes medical professional to a higher level of focus and emotional engagement. You get instantly specific statistics over your performance and knowledge, and also you can quickly reassess your medical learning curve and adapt more information using multiple applications. So in a nutshell, Histology XR ecosystem allows the user to be more efficient, photoreal-time rendering using one of the best engines in the world. You can examine different tissues and examples intuitively using hand gestures, and it gives you more specific statistics on how you perform, how you are doing your exams and workbooks, what samples and what areas you are looking for, like gazing, and did you find all of the markers, and did you miss them or passed your exam. So what we are looking for in the future is that we would like to team up with a professional medical company or a pharmaceutical company to develop this further and commercialize this. So if anybody is interested or knows someone that would like to do some cooperation, please feel free to recommend us or hook us up together. And thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you, Merih. Another fantastic example of XR in practice, and hopefully we get the help you get the partner that you need to take this further. Sounds
Thank
fantastic.
You, Joe.
Okay, next up we have Johanna from Haaga-Helia University of Applied Sciences, and she's going to be telling us about the HomeOpera project. Please take it away.
Hello, everyone, and it's been really interesting to hear about the projects previously. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to tell you yet because I'm inviting you to participate in a project that is just beginning. So let me share my screen and I have some slides about it. So we have a project called HomeOpera, and this is my invitation for everybody to participate in our research work. So very briefly, a few words about me. So I am Johanna from Haaga-Helia, University of Applied Sciences here in Helsinki. And I work as a senior lecturer in digital marketing, and also I'm involved in a lot of project work. So I have two big passions. One is serious games, and one is XR realities and technologies. And my background is in advertising, so I've been working in a couple of big advertising agencies, and even already in those days, I was always part of the digital team. So I've been kind of working in the digital industries for about 20 years now. But so this is our project. We are developing an innovation ecosystem for cultural organizations. So that can mean opera theaters and event arenas, XR companies and health technology companies. And what we are aiming to do is to accelerate development of new digital services and distribution channels. Of course, by doing that, we want to create new revenue and business opportunities, and at the moment, of course, also helping to recover from the COVID pandemic. The whole project is based on service design processes, so we are heavily involving all the whole network in these development workshops, and also involving the potential users. And the project is funded by the European Regional Development Fund. So we are making good use of EU money that's coming to Finland. We have a very interesting target group. So we are actually talking about XR and senior citizens in the same sentence, which is quite an interesting combination. So how we set this up was that we know that the population is aging, and there's a lot of problems with reduced mobility. The quality of life deteriorates. People are feeling really lonely as they can't really go out and experience all these cultural events as they did before. And this is a substantial problem because it often leads to very rapid transition of older people from home to these extensive healthcare users. So a lot of people simply get depressed, lonely, and all the aches and pains get more severe if they can't have all these cultural experiences that they're used to. So the goal of our innovation ecosystem is to actually create a concept that will bring cultural experiences home to the elderly through new technologies in a way that enables the social interaction and building a community. And what our research goal is to find out what combination of different technologies and terminals is best suited for this use and target group. So we are looking at a wide variety of different technologies, starting from very easily approachable web AR into kind of the newest headset of VR. And of course, if we're talking about the senior citizens, the physical restraints are actually an interesting new way to explore XR. There's been quite a lot of research on it already, but perhaps not in this context that actually tries to put together this social interaction community and VR and XR technologies. So we're building a network. Our main project company is the National Opera and Ballet. I'm going to tell a few words about that in a minute. Then we have health tech companies involved. We have healthcare providers, or we are looking for healthcare providers. Then we have the end users, which are the senior citizens. And the reason I'm talking here is that we are inviting XR companies to be involved in our project work. The kind of XR companies we are really looking for are the ones that would have some experience and skills in building virtual showrooms. We already have included Arilun and so on, so they have their own virtual showroom products. Also, we are looking at event organizations, streaming services, cultural service providers, any XR companies with health tech know-how, and also XR companies who would have some specific know-how on the senior citizen user group. So, like I said, I'm going to say a few words about our main pilot partner, the Finnish National Opera and Ballet, because this is very interesting. I don't know how many of you have heard about Opera Beyond. If you haven't, please do look it up. It's really fascinating how this kind of quite traditional cultural organization is diving into this new era of immersive experiences. So this is a project that's been going on for a couple of years at the Finnish National Opera and Ballet, and they are heavily investing into this new developments. Some of their projects are already live, so they have been working together with Nokia Bell Labs. They have a very advanced XR simulation, which I'm going to show you a little video about in a minute. And also they have these Opera Beyond Jam sessions that happen quite often online, a series of online events that are featuring a lot of interesting developments in digital arts. They also have this fantastic performance piece, Laila, which is created by Esa-Pekka Salonen, Paula Vesala, and some other famous Finnish musicians. And it is a very interesting performance, very interactive, wholly digital performance where anybody can kind of dive into this piece of work and experience it in their own way. So I can't tell you much more about it. You just have to experience it yourself. Since we have a lot of technology people probably listening, I'm going to take a little minute to tell you about their XR stage design platform, because this is very new and very innovative in the cultural field. So basically, the Opera and Ballet have built a virtual tool that is going to help their remote and preparatory work in production planning in all the theatre pieces. So it really enables their both artistic and technical teams to work together on this virtual stage. So it's basically a digital twin of the whole Finnish National Opera arena. It has the set pieces, lighting, video design. You can control every single piece. You can look at the performance for each and every seat of the audience. You can make marks on it, and it's very, very interesting. It's been built on Unreal, so it's really easy to kind of cooperate and develop it further. I have a quick video about it, so let's see if it works. Pretty impressive, right? So what we are going to be doing in our project is that we've been, first of all, gathering user understanding, so understanding the senior citizen, finding out with different surveys how they feel about the different cultural experiences, how they feel about technology, what they would hope to achieve from this. Then we've been making some market and technology analysis, and at the moment we are, as I am here, calling out for all the technology enablers to be involved in the project. We're going to be having co-creation workshops where we will be then developing or co-developing all these different concepts. And we have at least, we're going to have at least 3 proof of concept pilots, some running next year and then the following year. So the project will end in August 2023. So if you're interested in a collaboration, or if you want to hear more about this project, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Johanna. Excellent initiative. And we already have here Healthware International, Ameliate, and MeKiwi that might be good partners for you, and Spatial 8's here also to help in any way that we can to promote this. Okay, thank you very much. And last but not least, we have Ray from Ameliate, but we're very eager to hear what you have to say about cognitive behavioral therapy in VR.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Ray Pohjanheimo, and I'm here today to talk about virtual reality and cognitive behavioral therapy and what we're working on at Ameliate. Without further ado, let me just share my screen. So what we've identified as a problem is that in the European Union, an estimated 1 in 6 people suffer from mental health problems. In Finland, this is a little bit higher, so it's 1 in 5. And most commonly, it is anxiety and depression. Another part of the problem is that waiting times to get mental health care are long. Millions of Europeans are in the waiting lists. Our solution for this is a cognitive behavioral therapy application that works in virtual reality for the treatment of symptoms of anxiety and depression. The use cases for our products are self-help, therapy enhancement, and analytics, both for the therapist and the individuals themselves. Now, CBT in a nutshell is an active form of therapy where the person changes their negative thinking patterns, so-called cognitive biases, and eventually shakes their negative core beliefs. It's a well-established therapeutic framework, has a long history, and it has had positive results in improving mental health, effective against anxiety, depression, among others. VR, of course, is also proven to be quite an effective digital therapeutic. And it has been effectively used to treat anxiety and depression, phobias, autism, and many others. Here's a screen cap of our CBT VR Lite. This is designed for people with little or no experience in VR. It contains identification of cognitive biases and, in the end, distress assessment. Our user tests so far have shown that participants had a decrease in unpleasant moods after using the application. This is something that is in line with our earlier research on our Reflex CBT web application and EMDR VR Immersive, which is an application I worked on last year at Psillaris. What users have been saying about this is that they found it helpful in confronting the biases of their unhelpful thinking, externalizing a problem and facing it by grabbing it in VR. The interactive experience was commended, and the nice graphs and confidence while using the application. The market growth for the European digital health market and the European virtual reality market is growing and looks very promising in the future. Our other product line is, of course, the CBT web application that we're working on, and then the CBT VR we're currently working on. Our core team is me, myself. I had a background in psychology and later did more graduate studies in human-computer interaction design. And then we have Zach Wilson with a background in computer science and visual arts from the United States, and Michele Romani with a background in cybersecurity and computer science from Italy. The advantages of our team are UX research, psychology, creative XR design, entrepreneurship, and development. We're currently partnered with 4LifeSport, Atostek, the Finnish Virtual Reality Association, and Helsinki XR Center. And we're, of course, looking to expand our network. Thank you for your time and interest. You can send an email directly to hello@ameliate.com or myself, ray@ameliate.com.
Short and sweet. Thank you very much, Ray. And once again, Spatial 8 is here to help expand your network and help as we can. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Just real quick about All-Nite, our other brother and sister meetups all over the world. And we are here located in Helsinki, but representing the whole Nordic and Baltic region. And of course, All-Nite US, November 9th to the 11th, there are virtual tickets available still, so you can participate online. And Teemu and I will be online participating as well. We'd love to see you guys there. And please connect with us on social media, #All-Nite, #All-Nite Northern XR, and AWE Academy. And we're everywhere you want to be: Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And of course, with All Academy, there are fundraising prep courses for XR startups, webinar workshops, HoloLens and mixed reality masterclass, and XR virtual collaboration workshop. So check out the website and you will get hooked up with these different courses. And last but not least, our announcement, we're going to try again with AR on location, this time December 15th, and we're going to try to have it as a hybrid event. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. It's Friday, and we appreciate you being here with us, the participants, attendees. Teemu's going to space with his goggles, and have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks again. Adios.